Good afternoon, Uganda. Thank you so much for choosing the national broadcaster this great day, the 25th of August, 2022. My name is Sandra Kahunde, coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue. Straight into our updates for this particular hour, the current affairs that we're having here for you. And though we are starting with a sad one, countrymen and countrywomen, especially the NRA UPDF fraternity, with deep sorrow announced the death of General Eli Tumwiine, which occurred at 5:46 a.m. this morning in Nairobi from lung cancer. Now, according to his widow, with whom I have just talked to on telephone, General Tumwiine was now 68 years old. I had told him at a Burunga Primary School in 1967 after A-levels as a student teacher before going to university. Later that year, he joined Afronasa with 9,000 others in 1979, went to Modoli Military School in Tanzania, and was the one who fired the first shot on the 6th February 1981 at Kabamba, at the beginning of the 1981-1986 War of Resistance. Since that time, General Tumwiine has been part of the leadership of the NRA UPDF, as well as serving the government in various capacities. Those capacities included being Army Commander, Member of the High Command, Director General Intelligence, Minister of Security, among others. He has been a dedicated and hard-working cadre. More will be said about him later. Condolences to his family, to the NRA, UPDF, NRM fraternity, and to all Ugandans. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Signed, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. Now, still in more updates related to the same conversation, on the sad note, our members of parliament have hailed the contribution of the late General Eli Tumwiine towards protection of the fundamental human rights in Uganda. General Tumwiine was a popular, long-serving member of parliament who always maintained his stand in the promotion of peace and freedom in the country. General Tumwiine died this morning from Nairobi-based Aga Khan Hospital.
He envisaged, in my opinion, a free society where civilian authority reigns supreme. The role of the military is to protect the territorial borders, and I am confident that by the time of his demise, he had achieved his dreams, his aspirations, his interest, and more importantly, the justification why he was part of the revolutionary movement that fought to rescue the people of Uganda from dictatorship.
When we talk about promoting human rights, what contribution would you share with the public did the late leave behind?
First of all, he sacrificed his life for you and me, the civilian authority, because a soldier is like a shield in protecting us, in protecting the country, in protecting the fundamental rights and freedoms of the people of Uganda, because as a soldier, you defend your country.
He would boldly tell you, and candidly would discuss with you whether what he's saying is not good for you, for your ears, but he would say it, and he would say exactly what he feels. So we have lost that very person. We remember just recently, he said that dictatorship is not good. He told his colleague that's right, that when you are leading, you consult, and you would lead with knowledge from the old circles of the nation.
I was the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and I want the country to know, in science, there is cause and effect. I myself, I was in the official car during the riots of 18th November. And a guy hurled a stone on my car, shattered the screen, clearly aiming at hurting me. And indeed he saw I was not hurt, so he picked another one. But at that nick of time, the police patrol came and the man took off. So what people really don't appreciate, suppose I had shot that guy. Suppose I shot him as he was picking a second stone. Suppose I shot him. Yeah, the minister would be accused of violating human rights. But if you look at the cause and effect, Tumwiine, whichever reaction is criticized in the public, it was provoked. And once it is provoked, it is a cause and effect. If you address the effect without looking at the underlying cause, you have missed a point. Tumwiine, who put his own life online, was the champion of human rights, but clearly in preventing the violation of human rights, sometimes you violate the human rights.
Before I joined politics, one of the Bush War generals or heroes I admired was the late Honorable Tumwiine, because one, besides being a liberator, he was a born-again Christian. And eventually we met in the 10th Parliament, but we disagreed sharply. And I remember taking him on the floor on issues of conduct, especially when one of our own had alleged she had been assaulted by the late general. Otherwise, he will be remembered to be the longest serving member of parliament ever since this government of NRM, this administration of NRM, took power.
In more updates coming through, after years of liberation struggles and national service, the name General Tumwiine will go in the books of history as one that saw it all. Tumwiine will be remembered for his national roles in the UPDF as an army commander and Uganda's Minister for Security. But away from all that, what is it that Uganda and the entire world will definitely miss about him? Henry Okrut unpacks his profile.
General Tumwiine from 1954 to 2022. He was the chairman of the High Command Appeal Committee from 1986 until 1996. He also continuously represented the UPDF in the Ugandan Parliament since 1986. In 2005, he was promoted to the rank of general in the UPDF and named to chair the UPDF General Court-Martial. On Monday, 16th May 2022, Tumwiine was among the 34 generals who were retired from the UPDF. General Tumwiine holds a BA in Education and Arts from Makerere University in 1977. General Tumwiine taught in several schools in Uganda, teaching fine art. General Tumwiine designed the flag, emblem, green and camouflage uniform of the army. He was the chairman of the Board of Trustees, the National Cultural Center. In 1984, Tumwiine was named Commander of the Army, a post he held until 1987. Minister. He was also Minister of State for Defense in 1989, Director General of the External Security Organization from 1994 until 1996. He also was a presidential advisor from 1996 until 1998. May his soul rest in peace.
Truly, truly, may his soul rest in eternal peace, and he'll always live in our heads. I shall be giving you more of that particular conversation as it goes on this very day, later on in our subsequent news hours of the day. Keep watching the national broadcaster. In more state activities for today was seen President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who's also the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, has delivered a lecture of opportunity to officers and men of the UPDF and the Internal Security Organization, ESA, Wakiso who have been undergoing a course at Oliver Tambo School of Leadership, Kaweweta. The president delivered the opportune lecture to the officers at the Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala, where he told them that East African Federation will address the issue of strategic security. President Museveni said that in addition to economic integration, which addresses matters of prosperity, Africa and Uganda in particular should look at political integration to ensure strategic security. Discussing issues of an economic nature, General Museveni said that the purpose of development in society is to create prosperity for the people. He added that a society which is developed and is in a good situation is one which has managed to create prosperity. The president advised that one can achieve prosperity through working hard in order to get food and money. In order to ensure prosperity, the president said society must stop the primitive way of producing for the stomach only and instead produce both for the stomach and the pocket. The president explained the 4 sectors of wealth and job creation as commercial agriculture with the Echibalo calculation, industries, small or big factories, services like hotels, transport, civil service and ICT.
In terms of joint capacity building, reason today you have this joint course of personnel from Internal Security Organization and our own course, personnel. This time around, these are unique because they are other ranks, but for who are being prepared for specialized tasks. You had Your Excellency, the Commandant, mentioning the crop of unique personnel to deal with psychosocial support. This group have been prepared by experts to help in dealing with families and of course our own in terms of dealing with trauma and other stress factors. They have been undergoing basic cadre development, basic ideological orientation in terms of what ordinarily we know. In the world of religion, they've been doing some kind of catechism and ordinary teaching, and here today they will receive confirmation, call it confirmation.
To the trainees and graduates, I would like to congratulate you upon your successful completion of the first 2 phases of training, that is military and ideological orientation. Your training at Unilim and Oliver Tambo was a deliberate investment upon which meaningful returns are expected out of you. The purpose of these courses is to transform you from being just ordinary observers to being informed patriots who are physically, mentally, and ideologically equipped to comprehend Uganda's national interests and also prepare you to jealously defend them. Besides defending the national interest, you also have a whole task of securing various government programs. Government have of late become targets of cybercrime.
I wish to profoundly thank Your Excellency for the great initiative of the demonstration farm, which clearly removed the fears from the students and confirmed that the notion that transformation is indeed possible. Also, during the course, Your Excellency, all the participants internalized your selected speeches over time about and they appreciated your steadfast and consistent efforts on socio-economic transformation.
In this long journey of man, in the 4.5 million years, the struggle was to improve the quality of life of people. And the societies which are in a good situation are those which have managed to create prosperity for their people. We must adopt the post-ancient way. We cannot get prosperity in the traditional way of primitive homestead self-sufficiency. We shall never get out of we shall never get prosperity. Prosperity means we specialize, produce for the stomach. For us, we are lucky, in Africa we are lucky, because we can do both. We can produce both for the stomach and for the pocket, because we happen to have land. But do so with a chivaro. Because what you saw at Kaumu is producing food, because you saw some food there, producing also for the pocket.
PDF continues to open its doors to sister institutions in terms of joint capacity building.
Now moving on, as the country continues to mourn after the sad, shocking news that came through to Uganda as a nation this morning, the Prime Minister, Honorable Robin Anabanja, has also eulogized the fallen general as legislators celebrate his life and achievements of the country through his journey.
To send my condolences with a lot of pain for the loss of our brother, General Tumwiine, who passed on. I want to thank him for what he did for the country, from the struggles he went through, and having served us in a number of capacities. He has been a Minister for Security. We want to thank him. And also thank him for being a genuine leader. He was so open and clear. He would tell you, this is a mistake. And he would also appreciate and say, let me change and maybe do better. Other than other friends of ours who hide. He has been so open, he has been genuine, he has been trusted. So I want to thank him for those characters, and I want to ask Ugandans to emulate those characters.
Affairs this day, we're seeing the Minister for Lands, Judith Nabakova, and for local government, Raphael Majezi. They've urged all leaders from Karamoja and Teso sub-regions to desist from inciting communities to engage into violence, as both regions are at loggerheads arising from boundary disputes. The two ministers have been engaging with leaders from the sub-regions in Mbale City.
Who squeezed the beam southwards towards Napak? As an elder, this question would not have been asked by an initiated elder here. These boundary disputes have also been obstacles to development in one way or the other.
It seems everybody who is living knows their boundary. And all the boundaries are different. Everybody seems to be knowing their boundary. And all the boundaries are not the same.
So it has affected service delivery. You will find in some sub-counties, you'll find LC1s having stamps from different districts. You'll find 3 LC1s in one village. You'll find the parish chiefs deployed from three districts, deploying parish chiefs to the same parish.
That we are going to reopen all the boundaries in Karamoja. And as a ministry, we are committed to do a transparent job to open the boundaries, but we need the political leadership in Karamoja and Teso to accept that we go there and they sensitize the people and we do it peacefully.
We shall stick to the cabinet decision. There is no creation of new districts and there is no alteration of boundaries until maybe 2025 thereabout. But for now, we shall work with the Minister of Lands for the reaffirmation of the boundaries. And it means in future in creating administrative units, one factor we must take into account is the boundaries. In particular, where does each village fall, in which parish? Where does each parish fall, in which sub-county?
Resolutions of the meeting were basically boundary affirmation exercise has to be conducted between some of the districts in Karamoja and Teso. Then we have also asked them to give us their total commitment and support as leaders to enable us complete this exercise. Several attempts have been made for the exercise to be conducted, but in the process, all along the way, our officers are stoned. They are not allowed to conclude or complete the process. This time round, we want to make sure that everybody is involved. We are going to use the respective parliamentary forums. We are going to use the respective ministries, the MPs themselves, the district leaders themselves, to affirm and commit themselves that they are going to support the ministry while conducting this exercise.
Now, residents of Guan Kota in Bandege Laibi Division, Gulu City, are living in fear as they share space with the remains of the unclaimed body of a human being which was exhumed by China 7th Group during a road construction.
Gulu City Council is stuck with the remains of the unclaimed body, which was exhumed by China Railway 7 Group during construction of Okelo Keno Road in Badege Laibi Division, Gulu City.
We happened to got the remains of a human body, which we have the bones and the clothes during the times of what the contractor was doing a work here. So as you can see, the bones are outside, and this one culturally is not good. In a Acholi culture, you can't leave a body remains outside that people keep on seeing.
Johnson Okelo says it is a taboo in Acholi culture, and it's believed that by leaving it in the open prompts the spirit of the dead to start disturbing people around.
That one is very, very, very bad actually, because a person who have died, the body has been kept somewhere. It should not be supposed to resume anyhow. It brings a lot of problems, spiritual, because in our culture it's not allowed. Culture generally needs somebody who is being buried, should be kept where he has been buried.
Onesmus Biamukama, the project coordinator, China 7 Group, says that they have exhumed several bodies like this during their work, but their relatives always claimed those bodies.
It was actually not only Okelo Kano Road, even on a road as well we found yours, but we handled it with the owners and the grievance committee. But in such scenario, if there's anything left, then our team will together with the city council have it settled.
However, Gulu City Council Speaker Joyce Alima says Council is working alongside the contractor and traditional leaders to rebury the remains at the Gulu City graveyard.
We are trying to chase for the relative of the dead body, but we have not found. So we are requesting the city to maybe do a reburial to this body that we have just found. Yes, and story behind the death of the person is that this man died long time with Ebola. So which means it needs a serious attention. The case of Ebola, you know how they are buried. So this one does not need people to go when they are not dressed properly, and needs a serious attention.
In Acholi tradition, when the remains are exhumed during a reburial, a goat is always slaughtered to appease the spirits of the dead.
Returning shortly after these messages with more current affairs are making headlines this very day. Do stay with us.
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello. Is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rosie's HIV status?
Okay. This is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using to Gabonais. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever, and getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there, and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought
Neo, Samsung A03 Core or Nokia C10 and pay conveniently in daily, weekly and monthly installments for a period of a year using Airtel Money. You will also enjoy free 3 GB and 100% bonus data on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months. Visit any D-Lite shop or select Airtel Money branches countrywide and get one today. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel, the smartphone net.
Nivana wafe twenywele, nivana wafe twenywele, nivana wafe tunyola. Eish, 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 eish. Nivana wafe tunyola. For more goals, okumala kenyonta.
Nirvana packaged drinking water is a product of Crown Beverages Limited, makers of Pepsi products. That's life. That's Nirvana.
Welcome back. Thank you for keeping it the national broadcaster. In other updates that we cannot leave out this day, the Minister of Education and Sports in charge of primary education, Dr. Joyce Maleku Kaduchu, has tasked graduates to form working groups and register with government to enable them access government programs. While officiating at the certificate awarding ceremony of the youths who have been assessed by the Directorate of Industrial Training, Kaduchu said this will help them acquire skills to improve on service delivery.
Over 200 youth in Entebbe municipality have been awarded with certificates of merit after going through the Directorate of Industrial Training's assessment in their vocational skills.
Mwanguzi David, Baya ina A+, Chenda Kuchikumi, Musinguzi Julius.
While awarding certificates to graduates, Minister of Education and Sports in charge of primary education, Dr. Moriku Kaduku, said some of the graduates did not get opportunity to complete formal education and have today acquired skills that only need to polish.
Over 65% of our country, of our population,
are predominantly young people. Once we treat these young people as a source of investment and build their capacity, enhance their capacity, they are going to be very resourceful.
Dr. Kadukyu urged the graduates to exhibit maximum discipline and customer care to the clients as one of the skills and tactic to maintain and sustain their businesses.
Be in working groups so that you will be able to access government services so easily. Where possible, register a company so that when opportunity knocks your door, you will be in position to access that opportunity without much challenges.
Directorate of Industrial Training does not train but assesses and gives the level of competence to help people get formal jobs.
It converts you from informal, non-formal, and you become formal. Such that you can get formal jobs. You can get formal contracts.
The Directorate of Industrial Training Ambassador Rogers Mulindwa said, in the period of 6 months, over 300,000 young people will have been assessed and put in the IT database.
We shall make sure we reach out the whole country. We have already been in Luero, we have been in Nakaseke, we have been in Kamuli, we have been in Kumi, we have been in Wachiso, we are in Entebbe municipality, and we shall continue moving out. We have, so far in a period of 6 months, we have 3,193 younger people in our database.
Thank you, congratulations. Thank you. So we shall move carefully through.
Once again for making time to stay with us and join us for this particular newscast. More updates will be coming your way later on in the day. All you have to do is keep watching us as we inspire you and right on as we continue to celebrate the life and achievements of a fallen General Tumwiine. May his soul rest in eternal peace. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and of course from the entire team, wish you a beautiful Thursday.